Hey everyone, it's MXM Studio here. Who doesn't love getting paid passively? It's like having your money work for you even while you sleep. That's the beauty of dividend stocks. They can provide you with a steady stream of income that can help you achieve your financial goals, whether it's early retirement, financial freedom, or just building long-term wealth. In this video, we're diving deep into dividend stocks. We're going to break down the entire process step by step so you can start building your own dividend income stream. From understanding the basics to researching the right stocks, opening a brokerage account, and maximizing your returns, we've got you covered. Let's get started. Alright, let's break down what dividend stocks actually are. Essentially, when you buy a dividend stock, you're buying a small piece of ownership in a company. And as a shareholder, you're entitled to a share of their profits. Companies make money, and some choose to share a portion of those profits with their investors. That's what a dividend is, your cut of the company's success. These dividends are typically paid out on a regular basis, usually quarterly, and they can provide you with a consistent stream of passive income. Dividend stocks don't just offer passive income, they can also appreciate in value over time. That means you have the potential to earn from both dividends and capital gains if you decide to sell your shares later on. So if you're looking for a way to generate passive income and potentially grow your wealth over the long term, dividend stocks are definitely worth considering. Now, before you go diving headfirst into dividend stocks, it's important to do your research and find companies with a solid track record of paying out dividends consistently. You don't want to just chase after the highest yielding stocks without considering the bigger picture. One great place to start is by looking at dividend aristocrats. These are companies that have increased their dividend payouts for at least 25 consecutive years. Talk about consistency. These are the blue-chip companies, the stalwarts of the stock market that have weathered economic storms and still managed to reward their shareholders year after year. Some key sectors to keep an eye on for dividend stocks include utilities, consumer staples, real estate, and healthcare. These sectors tend to have more mature, established companies with stable earnings, which makes them more likely to pay dividends consistently. When you're analyzing individual stocks, there are a few key metrics you want to pay attention to. First up is the dividend yield, which is the annual dividend payment divided by the stock price. A higher dividend yield might seem enticing, but it's important to consider the company's overall financial health. Generally, a dividend yield of 4% to 5% is considered to be a good starting point. Remember, you're looking for companies that are built to last and can continue paying dividends for years to come. Okay, so you've done your research, you've found some promising dividend stocks. Now it's time to actually buy those stocks. To do that, you're going to need a brokerage account. Think of a brokerage account like your gateway to the stock market. It's where you'll buy, sell, and hold your investments. Some popular options include Fidelity, Vanguard, and Robinhood, but the best one for you will depend on your specific needs and location. When choosing a brokerage account, be sure to consider the fees they charge, the investment options they offer, and their user interface. You want a platform that's easy to use, has low fees, and gives you access to the dividend stocks you're interested in. Once you've chosen a brokerage platform, opening an account is usually a pretty straightforward process. You'll need to provide some personal information such as your social security number and employment status, and then you'll fund your account. Alright, now that you have a brokerage account all set up, it's time to start building your dividend stock portfolio. And the key here is diversification. Diversification is all about spreading your risk across different investments. The idea is that if one investment performs poorly, the others can help offset those losses. When it comes to dividend stocks, diversification means investing in a mix of companies, industries, and even geographic regions. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, or in this case, all your money into one stock. Instead, aim to create a well-rounded portfolio that can weather market fluctuations. For example, instead of investing all your money in just one or two high-yield dividend stocks, consider diversifying across different sectors like utilities, healthcare, consumer staples, and real estate. Another way to diversify is by investing in companies of different sizes. Large-cap stocks tend to be more stable and have a longer history of paying dividends, but small-cap stocks can offer higher growth potential. The important thing is to have a plan and stick to it. Now it's time for the fun part, actually buying your dividend stocks. But before you hit that buy button, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, you need to determine how much capital you can comfortably allocate to dividend stocks. Remember, investing always involves some level of risk, so never invest more than you can afford to lose. Once you know how much you're comfortable investing, it's time to start looking for buying opportunities. One of the most common mistakes new investors make is trying to time the market perfectly. Instead of trying to time the market, focus on investing consistently over time. This is known as dollar cost averaging, and it's a strategy where you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of the stock price. This helps to mitigate the risk of buying at the top of the market and can lead to better returns over the long run. When evaluating individual stocks, consider using valuation metrics like the price-to-earnings ratio or PE ratio. The PE ratio tells you how much investors are willing to pay for every dollar of a company's earnings. Remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Focus on building a diversified portfolio of quality dividend stocks that can generate passive income and grow your wealth over the long term. Here's where things get really exciting. Reinvesting your dividends. This is where the magic of compounding really kicks in and helps you build wealth exponentially over time. Dividend reinvestment plans, or DRIPs, make it incredibly easy to reinvest your dividends automatically. With a DRIP, instead of receiving your dividends as cash, you can automatically use those dividends to purchase more shares of the same stock. This is a powerful way to grow your investments over the long term because you're essentially using your dividends to buy more dividends. Think of it like a snowball effect. As you reinvest your dividends, you acquire more shares, which generate even more dividends, which you then reinvest to buy even more shares. Over time, even small amounts of money can grow into significant sums. This compounding effect continues year after year, and over time, it can have a dramatic impact on your returns. The earlier you start reinvesting your dividends, the more time your money has to compound and grow. Now, once you've built your dividend stock portfolio and set up your DRIPs, your work isn't quite done. Investing is an ongoing process that requires regular monitoring and adjustments. You want to make sure your investments are still performing well, and that your portfolio is still aligned with your financial goals. It's a good idea to review your portfolio at least quarterly, coinciding with when companies typically report their earnings and announce any dividend changes. During these reviews, take a close look at the performance of your individual holdings. Are they still generating consistent dividends? Have their payout ratios changed? Are there any red flags in their earnings reports? If a company's fundamentals have deteriorated or its dividend growth has slowed significantly, it might be time to sell those shares and reinvest the proceeds into a more promising opportunity. Keep an eye on the overall market conditions as well. Before you dive headfirst into dividend investing, it's crucial to understand the tax implications. The good news is that in many countries, including the US, qualified dividends are taxed at a lower rate than your ordinary income. This preferential tax treatment can make dividend stocks even more attractive from a tax efficiency standpoint. However, not all dividends are created equal when it comes to taxes. Qualified dividends typically come from companies that are domiciled in the country where you're a resident and meet certain holding period requirements. Ordinary dividends, on the other hand, are taxed at your regular income tax rate. It's always a good idea to consult with a qualified tax advisor to get personalized advice on how dividend income will be taxed in your specific situation. Understanding the tax implications of dividend investing can help you make more informed investment decisions and minimize your tax liability. So there you have it, a comprehensive step-by-step guide to making money with dividend stocks. Remember, building a passive income stream takes time, patience, and a solid understanding of the fundamentals. Don't get discouraged if you don't see massive returns overnight. Focus on the long game, reinvest those dividends, and watch your wealth grow steadily over time. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more financial tips and strategies. Thanks for watching and happy investing.